Welcome to Commander's Comments. I'm your producer for the evening, Harrison F. Daws, and I'm joined today by our Commander-in-Chief, Walter D. Donnie Kennedy, our Chief of Heritage Operations, Paul C. Graham, and, of course, past Chief of Heritage Operations, Mr. Ron Kennedy.
Thank you, Harrison, and please understand Harrison has many hats to wear, many keppies, let's put it like that, in the SCV. Tonight he is serving, as always, as our Masters of Ceremony, but he's our Deputy Chief of Heritage Promotion, so I appreciate everything he does. He does a lot of work, especially on creating videos and things of that nature and putting things together for us, and tonight, we're going to talk about several things going on, but the first thing I want to do is get some of the upcoming events like we always do. This is, of course, November 2025, so we've got some things coming up. The main thing coming up for the SCV is if you want to go to the headquarters and have a fun time on I think it's December, let me look and see, make sure I'm right. Yeah, December the 5th and 6th. From 9 to 4 each day, the 5th and 6th. I believe that's a Friday and a Saturday, I believe. I may be wrong on that, but I believe that's correct. That'll be that first weekend in December. They're having the Murray County tour of homes. And, of course, our beautiful antebellum home, Elm Springs, is part of that. If you've never been through this tour of homes, they've got some beautiful antebellum homes in the site, as well as the one of the antebellum home is the past president of the United States is located there. And you'll get a chance to come see, of course, the museum and our grounds there. We're making progress. I'm expecting to hear next week or the week thereafter from Jason Brochures a good bit of information on what's going on with putting together the Forest Plaza, the Forest Equestrian Statue, and also the repair work on the Jefferson Davis Monument. So we've got all that coming up. We have some information, but I decided we wouldn't go into the little small details. Let's wait until we get some good factual information for you, but we are steadily making progress in that direction. So I appreciate everybody's patience, and let's keep working toward getting that plaza put up. As Ron Kennedy has said many times, if you're not already a member of the the 21st Century Confederate Heroes, please get your camp involved, get your members involved. We need to continue to pay down the note we have, or not the note, but the obligation we have on the Brooks Fund, as well as to help finish the project on both of these monuments, the Jefferson Davis Monument and the equestrian statue of our great General Nathan Bedford Forrest. And I'll assure you, he is a wonderful man, Nathan Bedford Forrest. Regardless of what Bill O'Reilly and his ghostwriter has to say. And we'll talk a little bit about that here in a few minutes. All right, Murray County. That's, as I said, be on the 5th and 6th of December. The next big SCV event that I know of is in April the 28th. We're having the Stephen D. Lee lecture series in Durham. There we go, in Durham, North Carolina. And can you throw the entire ad up there? Do you have that, or just the top part?
Just the top part, Commander.
All right. But it's in your Confederate Veteran magazine. Take a look at it. Get ready. We got some fine speakers on this series. Dr. Thomas D. Lorenzo. If y'all remember him, he wrote the book, the quintessential books, taking the air out of the balloon of Lincoln and his great presidency. What was his title? All I can think now is my book. But anyway, he's written 2 books on Lincoln, and he has done a great job there. He is now president of the Von Mises Society. Yeah, I get you, Ron. Von Mises Society.
The real Lincoln. The real Lincoln.
The real, and he wrote two of them, the real Lincoln and another one about Lincoln. But regardless, he is an expert on that. He is a wonderful guy. A real, if you have never heard him speak, you're in for a treat. And we have a professor, Dr. Adicott, also coming. And some of y'all may have heard him. He's written quite a few books on the war, and especially the terrorist activities of the Yankees during the war. You'll definitely want to hear him. And we've got a very, very interesting young lady that will be speaking to us, Dr. Wajuri Joya. She is from, is it Kenya or Nigeria? Kenya. Yeah, she is from Kenya. She's native of Kenya, but she is an American citizen, a young lady, and she has really been vocal on defending Western Christian civilization against the neo-Marxist attack. As a matter of fact, she kind of more or less was asked to leave Great Britain because she was, as a lady of African descent, she was getting a lot of people upset because she kept telling them, don't destroy your Western civilization. That is a blessing to the world. And some of those people, those liberals, just didn't like that lady of color saying something nice. And now she came over here and she's saying a lot of nice things about Southern heritage. So you'll definitely want to be there. And of course, Ron and myself will be also presenting a lecture there too. So by all means, that's
who's going to be doing the master of ceremonies?
Oh, who was that dude? Yes, right there, our chief of heritage operation. Thank you, Ron. The chief of heritage, Paul Graham, it will be there, and I'm trying to see the date. That's April the 28th. And look in your Confederate veteran. You'll see a full-page ad there, and by all means, sign up. And Ron, if you can, you'll find that page number, and we'll tell them what even page they can go to. So that's coming up, so you don't want to miss that. And then in May, I don't have the date now, but in May, we usually have our homecoming, SEV homecoming there at headquarters. So all of these things are lined up, and we've also got different. What you got, Ron?
And it's on page, I don't see a page number on it. It's on the page 2, and it's February the 28th. Is that what you said?
Yes. Good.
I don't think that's what you said. But anyway, it's February the 28th to 2026. So it's on the 3rd page in your Confederate veteran.
Good. So we want to see you there. Let's really get an outpouring of folks there. It's going to be a lot of fun, and to hear people like Dr. Adicott and Dr. DiLorenzo and Dr. Joya, and this lady was a Rhodes Scholar, I believe. She was had her PhD at Cambridge or Oxford, I believe it was Oxford. So not Oxford, Mississippi. I'm talking about a real university, Harrison. So anyway, y'all definitely will be there. So now, of interest to a lot of our folks, we've had in the last several years, an increase in working relationship with the United Daughters of the Confederacy, and I'm really, really proud of that. And we understand that we've got two different groups here, different in many ways. One dealing with the more with the ladies and what their tradition, and of course the sons and our tradition. But we have a common enemy who seeks to destroy all things Southern, not just the Confederacy, but anything that's Southern. And there's many people who will destroy anything that's associated with the Confederacy, even a bowl of cotton. And I don't know if y'all remember this, about 2 weeks ago, Serena Williams, the tennis star, was in, of all places, New York City in a hotel, and the hotel had a display of cotton. It was kind of a fall arrangement with cotton in New York City, and Serena just absolutely just could not take it. She was distraught and went on YouTube or whatever, her podcast, whatever she had to talk on, and was really complaining about this. But cotton in New York City. And this lady was born, this lady of color was born in Michigan, educated more or less in California. She's probably never picked cotton out of anything but an aspirin bottle. And she did make note that her father was a former sharecropper. Well, guess what, Ron? Your mama was a daughter of a sharecropper. And as far as picking cotton, I don't know about these other two characters on here, but I know two fellows on here that definitely pick cotton. So I probably pick more cotton than her. So anyway, but the point is, it's ridiculous how people on the left, they'll use any excuse to destroy and attack the South. So I think we had, I'm getting off my trail of thought here, but we had a wonderful reception for the United Daughters of the Confederacy at their, I believe it's the 132nd reunion or convention in Houston, Texas. And I think I've got a picture here somewhere of myself. Here we go. This is Miss Julie Hardaway and myself at their reunion there. And we had a great time. Listen, this lady is on fire to defend the South. She and I were at, and Paul was there in Columbia, South Carolina when the Senate of the South Carolina Senate gave us, recognized us and we were received very warmly as the leaders of the United Daughters of the Confederacy and the leaders of the Sons of Confederate Veterans. So Paul and your friend Paul, y'all did a great job in putting that together, and I'm sure Miss Hardaway was heavily involved in helping line that up. And I appreciate it. That's how we make our influence known. That's how we let people know who we are and that we're active. We're not just standing around doing nothing, twiddling our thumbs, waiting for the roof to fall. So I was really pleased to see that. Now, I just got through talking about the cotton balls that seem to bother some people. I don't know if any of y'all have heard about Bill O'Reilly and his book, Confronting Evil. And and he has on the back, and you can't see this, but he has a picture of 4 evil people. And one of them, of course, is General Nathan Bedford Forrest. His whole complete chapter 5, is just one horrible attack against General Forrest after the other. When this came out, I think Adam Southern found it first. He heard about it and he said, "Donnie, have you heard about this?" I said, "No, I haven't." So he got me a copy of the book and we looked at it, and it's absolutely horrible. Now, Harrison, I believe, was it this past Monday or the Monday before? When was Dr. Mitchum on?
Dr. Mitchum was on this Monday.
Okay. And he did a great job there explaining some of the errors of Bill O'Reilly. Now, the SCV we have just completed, excuse me, and I just got through talking about an hour or two ago with Ray Shores in Flora, Mississippi. Ron, Dr. Mitchum, and myself went to the studio in Flora, Mississippi, and we did a 1-hour film in which we are exposing this book, and not only the book, but all the lies that have been told about the South, all rolled up in one, and we're exposing how their ignorance is used against us. They'll absolutely say some of the most ridiculous things, never backed up by any facts. And Dr. Mitchum did an excellent case in producing the facts and showing the facts. Now, just to remind y'all, Dr. Mitchum, there we go. He has military background. I think he said major general level and he's taught a visiting professor at West Point. He knows more about the military than all of us put together. And when I asked in the video, this is a screenshot from the video. When he and I were talking, I asked him, Dr. Mitchum, what did Bill O'Reilly get right in his chapter about Nathan Bedford Forrest? And he said, he essentially said nothing, really nothing. And he didn't get everything that Bill O'Reilly talks about. Bill O'Reilly got wrong. I asked Dr. Mitchum, said, well, how long would it take you to tell us what Bill O'Reilly got right? He said, well, he only got about one thing right, and that was the date that Robert E. Lee surrendered. And he said Robert E. Lee and Nathan Bedford Forrest never even saw each other. So anyway, that's Dr. Mitchum did a great job there. Now I had Ron come. This video is about essentially 1 hour. About the first 10 to 12 minutes, Ron is setting up the post-war effort, what the South really looked like and was going through during the Reconstruction era. So he's setting it up, and then Dr. Mitchum is coming in and telling everybody, now this is where we took over, and this is why Forrest did what he did, and he goes on. He goes about Fort Pillow, he talks about the Klan, he talks about the personality of Forrest, what type of man he was. Bill O'Reilly said that Forrest was a man who had low morals, which is totally incorrect. He said he was a vulgar man that cussed around women. He never did such a thing. Yeah, he was vulgar when he was talking around men, maybe, but not around women. And also said that he was a drunkard, drank a lot. Forrest only drank one time in his life. So these are the things, and these are just some of the tip of the iceberg that this video covers. Ron, just right quick, tell us, you did the first 10 minutes, and of course, about 45 minutes of it left is Dr. Mitchum talking about Forrest, General Forrest. But what's important about setting this up as you did for Dr. Mitchum? Why was it important to let people know what was going on when Forrest, after the war, when Forrest was accused of being a Klan leader, etc.?
Well, most people, when they talk about Forrest, they just talk about it as if it all occurred in a vacuum, and it didn't. The South was devastated. There was no law and order. The white South had been totally disfranchised, and they needed some way. We needed some way to return civility to the South, and the only people who had political power were the radical Republicans, the scallywags, carpetbags, that group, the Union League, which was the Union League was the KKK on the federal government side. And we point out the fact that they drew first blood. They're the one that created all the animosity. So in about 12 minutes, we set up, here is the South, devastated, no law and order, a need for some way to protect people. Rape, or the fear of rape, was an epidemic across the South. There was attempts to, even at one point, and Dr. Mitchum pointed this out, Governor Brownlow recommended that they shoot all Confederates.
On site.
On site. So this was a situation that Forrest and the Confederates, or the Southerners, found themselves in post-war. So we had to set that up in order to explain that, hey, something had to be done. And it's just like we're going to find out in America, if we don't enforce the laws, then vigilantism will take over eventually, because good people will not tolerate crime and criminality that's not taken care of by the legal authorities. And that's what we try. That's what I try to set that up. And then Sandy, of course, came in and did a wonderful job, just a great job. I was able to preview it just before we came on. Good job, Sandy.
There you go. Well, and one thing we're going to get Paul involved in is that, Ron, what good is this video once we get it put together?
It's no good if we just look at it among ourselves. We got to get it out to the public. And that's going to take a lot of effort, and Paul, our chief of heritage promotions. He's the man or operations. I'll get the name right. He's the man to help us get that done.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, Paul, when we get this video ready,
Yes.
you think your keyboard gorillas can help us spread the information and get people to post this and to get
Well,
it out?
I'm quite sure. Yeah, I'm quite sure that the ones that have signed up are be more than willing to help. Of course, this last Confederate veteran's really the one that I've talked about the most about the keyboard gorillas. I'm asking for 1,000 volunteers. You don't have to be a member of the SCV. You don't have to be a member of the Confederate Legion. You don't have to be a member of JAC. If you want to sign up to be a Confederate gorilla, keyboard gorilla, all we need you to do is to post the Southern friendly material that we provide. I will provide it. Probably we'll do our first ride with the November Thanksgiving message. But when I looked yesterday, we had under 50. Now that's not great, but once again, the CV magazine is just now coming out, so I'm hoping that will change. I would suggest, the camps, if they want to send me a list of their emails, I'll put them on there, or just send me an email if you can't figure out how to do it. Harrison, can you bring up the SCV main page? All right, this is the main page, scv.org. Mash on that Confederate Legion right there, or click where depending on where you're from, and just scroll down. Oh, there it is. Join the keyboard gorillas. Mash that button. Scroll it on down. You don't have to read all that. Just scroll on down. I tried to make it sound like 19th century talk, but all you have to do is put your email, your first name, your nom de guerre, your alias, your CB handle, whatever you want to be called. I think it's awesome to use these kind of names because it makes it more fun. Somebody is the Gray Fox. I saw that yesterday. He actually, the gentleman contacted me and he wanted to make sure that he's called the Gray Fox on there. But you do need to check that box down there so that we can send you stuff. And if you're not a robot, mash that button down there. It says you're not one. So I haven't picked out my alias yet, but I'm working on it.
Great. That's good. We need that.
I'm telling you, if we can get the numbers, and I haven't gone to the people outside of the SCV yet, but I will.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have an army of people to spread the seeds of truth, which I'll talk about in the next Confederate Legion editorial. We need it. We need to put seeds out there. There can't be a harvest if there's no sowing. Ain't that right, farmer?
Absolutely.
I mean,
Thank you a lot, Paul.
There can be no harvest if there is no seeds. We've got to put those seeds out there. And we can do it en masse over a large scale, and it will yield us a bigger harvest than we would otherwise. And it doesn't cost anything. You don't have to turn in your genealogy. You just have to, want to help spread the word about the true history of the South and the mission of the SCV.
Thank you a lot.
I would think that a lot of people would be interested in that.
All right, good. Let's move on. Another thing we're going to do, and Paul, this comes along with, I think you're the one that asked me about this. If y'all notice in your Confederate Veteran magazine, there's some cards in this Confederate Veteran magazine. Now, if you don't like cards in your Confederate Veteran magazine, you tear them out, put stamps on them, sign your name or sign Paul's Gremlin's name, Graham's name, I don't care, and mail this doggone thing. It's these cards will be in our Confederate Veteran from time to time of the next 6-7 months anyway. But the idea, these cards right now, it's kind of interesting. There were supposed to be 3 cards addressed to 3 different individuals at Fox News. The printer made a mistake and he did them all to Sean Hannity. So every one of them says Sean Hannity and is addressed to Sean Hannity. Well, that ain't gonna stop a no boy from Mississippi, is it, Harrison? What I did, the first one I'm gonna send, put a stamp on it. It's going to Sean Hannity, his address to him. The second one, I just scratched out Hannity and wrote Jesse Waters there. Same thing on the address, going to Jesse Waters. Same thing on the third one here, scratched out Hannity, put Laura Ingraham on there. Now, these are my 3 favorite Fox personalities. You can put them to anybody you want to go to, because what they're all going to Fox News. And what they're simply saying is just heads up. Hey, Fox News, you're not treating the South correctly. You're not giving us a chance to give our side of the story. Why don't you be fair and balanced? And just think, if Fox News only gets a couple hundred of these, nobody ever pay any attention to it. But if we even got half of our members to mail in these 3 cards, do you realize that's almost 45,000 cards? If everybody did it, we'll have close to 80,000 cards going into Fox News there at there it is, on Avenue of America in New York City. And the good thing about New York City, I know if y'all heard, everything's free up there now. They got communists running the place. It's free. Just go up there and just anything you want, it's free. Because mama government's going to take care of it. Oh, Jesus, have mercy. But getting back to these cards, you're going to be hearing from people like Paul and myself saying, get those cards in the mail. It only costs you the price of a stamp. That little bit of money can buy us more positive impact. Hopefully, what we're hoping for by doing this, and we'll be doing this for the next 3 to 6 months anyway, issues. And what we're hoping to do is getting people used to hearing the name Sons of Confederate Veterans. So when an issue comes up, we will be notified. They'll want to get in touch with us. Plus, a lot of people see it. And I don't know if y'all can see it on here, but there's a QR code on there. And if I'm not mistaken, that's the Walls Could Talk QR code. If only a few people listen to that, they're going to see that the Sons of Confederate Veterans is not some fly-by-night group of mad hillbillies down south. They'll still think we're a bunch of hillbillies, but that don't make any. I'd rather be a hillbilly and live in in New York anyway. Ron, do you have anything?
Well, I was just looking at the comments, and I see Al. Al, I'm not going to try to pronounce your name. I'd misspell it, mispronounce it. But he said he's mailed his today. He's already got them in the mail. Way to go, Al. And I see Charles Leray from down in Opelousas says he's glad to see us making use of those cards. Yeah. So that's really good. And I see Roy Hudson. I see Roy's down in Florida. He wants to know, what about Newsmax and American Voice? So I think Roy wants to reach out, and we all do. So I have a feeling we're going to be doing more if we can get our people to really support this effort. And thank all of y'all for doing this. By the way, last time somebody, and I told my camp about this at the last meeting, it was before the magazine came out, but I told, because someone had mentioned the fact that if your camp members don't want to send it out themselves, tear the card out and bring it to your camp, and the camp commander, could have been Roy, or Linda, who said, bring them to our camp meeting and I'll sign them and mail them myself. Don't let them sit in a shelf in your closet somewhere. Let's use these things.
It is a fine way to get our message out very inexpensively. I see we're almost at 7:30 on a Confederate time here in Louisiana. Moose, do you want to take a quick Pop-Tart break, and we'll come back because Ron and Paul, we have something to talk about the Confederate veteran and the Confederate Legion and getting Confederate veterans out to people in your community and several other issues. So if you're ready to go, Harrison, let's do a Pop-Tart break, and then we'll come back and finish up.
Yes, sir. And tonight's Pop-Tart break is, of course, sponsored by scvchat.com, where you could go watch the most recent episode of the Commander's Comments. You can also watch our episodes live on there, as well as see our archives of some of our favorite episodes and so much more. And we also ask that you check us out on Patreon. You can help us reclaim the narrative on Patreon. For $2.50 a month, you can feed a moose with just general support. For $10 a month, you can become a real chat head, and you'll be put to the end credits of every SCV Chat episode and get behind-the-scene content and so much more. And, of course, for $30 a month, you can get merchandise that not even I will be able to have. And, of course, for $80 a month, you can sponsor the show, like our next person, Dr. Chris Cummins. Dr. Chris Cummins is stationed in Oxford, Mississippi. Have you fallen off a fence recently while doing farm work? Have you somehow stuck a stick in your eye? Well, don't worry. Dr. Cummins will make you feel better with some good old-fashioned Southern hospitality. Make sure that you don't need to eat the apple, because Dr. Chris Cummins will treat you right. So go check him out in Oxford, Mississippi, and we'll be right back after this quick Pop-Tart break.
There is a place nestled in the rolling farmland of southern Middle Tennessee. A home constructed in 1837, nearly lost to the ravages of war. Saved by a servant and a Confederate general. A place where families loved and lost. If walls could talk, what stories could be told? If a place, a home, can feel love, loss, pain, surely this is one of those places. Nearby is a more recent structure, and inside are the stories of heroes and heroines, stories of battles won and lost. Stories of sacrifices made by the people of its native soil. A place that will tell the true and complete story of the Southland and the war fought for its freedom. From the causes that led to the conflict to the modern-day struggles to protect Southern history. Historic Elm Springs and the Confederate Museum at Elm Springs are the general headquarters for the Sons of Confederate Veterans. A place where the story of the Southland and its historic struggle is preserved and told. Come and discover your history.
Thank you, Harrison. I appreciate that. And I really appreciate Forrest Daws doing the voiceover on that ad. We're going to create some more ads coming soon. So we will definitely get into that. One of the things that I think, I think Paul and Ron came up with this concept, excuse me, about 2 or 3 months ago of using the Confederate veterans in your camps to get the message out to various people in the community. Ron, you and Paul, would you discuss what we're planning on doing with this effort here?
Okay, what we've done is, with Paul's gracious consent, the Confederate Legion has purchased around 300 Confederate veterans, the latest issue. Now, the ones we purchased don't have the cards in it. So, right. But and what we are doing, we're challenging camps, and we've got enough to do about 60 camps. So the first 60 camps that contact Paul Graham, contact him. Do you have can you put Paul's email address up, Moose? Paul, do you have your SCV email address? Is that the
Yes, it's pcg.scv2024@gmail.com.
Okay, Harrison, if you can find that, that should be on the website.
pcg.scv2024@gmail.com. And of course, it's on the SCV website.
And in the magazine too, I believe.
And in the magazine on the where my editorials appear, my email address is on.
Yeah. So what we're doing, we say, look, all right. So what we're doing, we say, look, do you, and I'm going to use my camp, for example. I know of 5 people in my little area of Mandeville, Louisiana, Covington, Louisiana, where we have our NB Forest Camp number 1931. We have our meetings and et cetera, et cetera. Well, I know of at least 5 individuals who, one of them was real excited when he met me because I've got a copy of The South Was Right. It was a 2nd edition. I told him he needs to buy a 3rd edition. But anyway, that's a different story. And I've got 3 other places where people are very conservative. They really love the South. One of them has a Confederate flag in his shop. It's a Georgia state flag with a Irish harp on it. Beautiful flag. But nonetheless, it's here in Mandeville. How it got here, I don't know. And there's another group of gun folks who like reenacting as well. So my camp's going to get 5 of these magazines, and we're going to send it to those individuals. We've got a cover letter that'll go with it, so you can put "Dear Mr. So-and-so," the camp number so-and-so, as making this as a complimentary issue. And we explain that we're doing it to promote Southern heritage, to preserve our heritage against the attacks. And we invite you to take a look at our magazine, listen to our Walls Could Talk. I'll have that QR codes on the letter. It'll be on the official SCV letterhead. And so the people will have a contact from the local SCV camp who may not even know that one exists. They'll have a free magazine journal to look at. And hopefully they'll look at the QR code, take a look at that. But the idea is, we want to recruit. It's going to be a lot easier going back later to these people and saying, you need to join with us. Won't you come with the SCV? But even if you don't recruit, you're definitely going to promote and have friendly relations with some. And I like the idea of doing friendly business people because they're on the Chamber of Commerce and that type of thing, but you didn't have to be. I mean, I've got a neighbor who's just a simple lawyer, he'll probably get one too. But you'll have people of influence that will help you when your heritage is attacked, if they're trying to pull down a monument. We should have been doing this for years and years and years. So all you got to do, the first 60, well, now that my camp is signed up, I think Donnie, your camp has. So, and Paul, I think your camp has too. So the first 50, the next 57 camps that email Paul Graham and saying, my camp, here's my address, mail them to me. We'll take 5 of these and we'll mail them to you. We'll have a little instruction. You're going to have to put them in an envelope and mail them to the 5 individuals that you want to try to influence within your community. Now, another thing is that if this works out good, if we get positive feedback from it, stop and think about it. Not everybody is like Dollar and I. We have our Confederate veterans from when we first joined back in 89 or 86?
85.
85, I don't know. So, but, because we do a lot of research, we like to refer back to it. Even though it's now digital, it'd be a lot easier just to go online and look at it, but I'm too old fashioned. But if you have members that say, well, I just don't keep these, well, bring your older, like the November, December issue, when you're through with it, if you don't save them and keep them, bring them to your camp one night, get 4 or 5 of them and mail them out. to people. You can mail it out to a potentially friendly elected official. The idea is to get this information out. Just don't let it sit in the corner somewhere in our house. Just reach out. Now, it's going to be a little extra work for Paul. He's got to get this, read his email and forward that. He's going to forward it to the CIC. The CIC will probably dump it down to me, but, we'll get them out. And Paul's got a stack of them. Donald's got a stack of them. I've got a stack of them. So, and if we will get them to you. This is a great way of promoting locally the SCV. So I urge your camps to take advantage of this. Like I said, the first 57 camps that say we want them, you're getting them. So try that and let's see if we can get the information out. Paul, you need to say about.
Yeah, I mean, just send me an email. Make me work hard. You know how much they pay me doing this, so I want to make sure I earn my money. All right.
Good. Absolutely. And what Ron and Paul, what they suggested when they suggested doing this, they said this is just kind of like priming the pump. If y'all,
That's all it is.
Yeah, if you're an old-timey farmer like me, you know what priming the pump means, So you prime the pump, and once it gets primed, it just keeps on going. What we want to do is to get these 60 or so camps, get them involved. The other camps see the benefit of that, and then we can continue the process. And, of course, eventually the camps will need to ante up and buy these, or if the camps will join the Confederate Legion, we might just do it as a perk of joining the Confederate Legion. Remember, this is being financed almost exclusively by the Confederate Legion, as well as some of the money that we've been saving from paying off that banknote. So we can really reach the community. In my community alone, there's at least 5 to 10 people that I know are good Southerners who would be interested in reading this magazine and hearing from us. So it gives your camp, the local camp, gives you the information that you need to get out to your local people. And it is all local, as we've always said. All right, gentlemen, anything else on that?
Got to sow them seeds if you're going to harvest the fruit.
Absolutely. Now, Harrison, do you have the Thanksgiving radio ad? Can you play that? Because we got Thanksgiving coming up, folks, and we need to make some headway in the world and let them know about Southern history and Thanksgiving. Can you run that, sir?
Yes, sir.
Happy Thanksgiving, y'all. Yes, I said y'all. As sons of Confederate veterans, we point out that several years before the Pilgrims of New England landed in Massachusetts, Virginians had already celebrated the religious holiday of Thanksgiving. Most school children are taught that the Mayflower Compact was the first form of free government in America. But the truth is, before the Pilgrims even boarded the Mayflower, Virginians had already established their free government. These two examples demonstrate how Southern history has been purged from American schools. It warns us to beware about other slanderous, anti-South false histories. Join the Sons of Confederate Veterans and let's set the historical record straight. Learn more at scv.org. That's scv.org. Happy Thanksgiving, y'all.
There you go. Thank you a lot, Harris. I appreciate that. Now, the Confederate Legion has these ads on our webpage. You can download them and put them on a thumb drive, take them to a radio station and buy it. Just say, hey, look, a local radio station, usually a 1 minute ad going to run anywhere from $15 to maybe $45. Well, run 5 of them this month, and you don't have to. You can go even into December a little bit if you want to. The idea is to let the world know, number one, the history that they've been taught is not necessarily correct. And we, the sons of the Confederate veterans, are the good guys in this story. Now, every time I ask camps to do that, they say, well, we ran a whole week. Well, we ran for 2 weeks and we never got a member. Listen, folks, there is no one silver bullet that's going to bring people into your camp or correct the falsehoods that we're dealing with. Ron, how about something like billboards? Are they good advertising? Well, is that a silver bullet?
Billboards are terrible if that's the only thing you're doing. But that's the idea, is that we've got to have billboards, we've got to have radio ads, we've got to have print ads, we've got to have direct mail, such as these Confederate veterans going. The idea is you set the environment where people know that, especially the politicians in a critical time when they're pulling down monuments, but also when we're recruiting. When you go, it's hard to do a cold call, go up, knock on the door and try to sell something. But if you do the billboards, you do the radio ads, you do the direct mail, you make the gun shows, you do all of these efforts, then you're setting the environment and the tone for recruiting, as well as retention, as well as political power, because the politicians will hear, know, and fear that they don't want to get these people upset with you.
Absolutely. I don't know how many times I've suggested something that, well, we need to run some ads, radio ads. And I'll hear the people say, well, nobody listens to radio now. Well, yeah, they do, but not as many as they used to. We'll have a print in newspaper. All same story. You can't put it in news. Nobody reads newspapers anymore. I'm offering to, and we are in the process of buying ads into some conservative journals and magazines. Same argument. Well, it ain't that many people that read that, and that's not going to do any good. And billboards is another example. So you say, well, that nobody looks at billboards. There's 100 of them. They're not going to do any good. I really get PO'd when people will tell, every time we suggest something positive, all they have is a negative comment, but they never say, that doesn't work, but let me tell you what will work, and let's try that. Now, that is constructive criticism. So what I'm getting at here, people, there is no one magic silver bullet that's going to kill the werewolf of wokeism and anti-Confederate bias. It's going to take, as Ron said, many of these things working together. You change the environment, make people think differently about what they heard on Fox News or even CNN. So we have to make that difference. And Paul has got a great thing going. If you haven't joined the Keyboard Guerrilla effort, get in there. And Paul, I want to tell you right quick, I got a call yesterday from one of my camp members, Tony Hudson. He is much more internet savvy than Ron and myself, much more. And he is already getting involved with using his phone and internet in putting out information. And he already told me, he said, soon as this video come out, let me know. He said, not only am I seeing it locally, but I'm in various groups on the internet chat thing. So I'll even post it there and mention it. So
once we have the, I think we should start with the November Thanksgiving thing.
Yeah.
Regardless of how many we have signed up, but we really can't do it without folks. I mean, all we're asking for is an email. We're not even asking for your name. You can give us your nickname or your CD handle or whatever to get the message out on the social media field. It doesn't have to. If you're willing to post it on a group or send it out to a bunch of friends, I don't really care where you send it, but send it somewhere.
There you go.
And it will end up somewhere. And, I can tell you just with my experience, say, for instance, doing books with the Kennedys and other people, when I do boost post or, do ads just by myself. I mean, I got 75 new followers this week just from one ad. And we don't need ads because we have people that are willing to share this stuff around. I've already been contacted by one that's got over 100,000 people on his Southern website on Facebook who says he's ready to work with me anytime.
Great. Well, we've got something for him to do, and I appreciate. And Paul, I definitely appreciate your assistance and your recommendation here. All right, let's move on right quick. We're running about 8-10 minutes left here, and the way Ron talks, I'll never have finished this up. Thank goodness our deputy chief of heritage operation doesn't like talking. So all right, folks, in April we have the Confederate History Month, when we celebrate our Confederate history. We've got that billboard campaign. Our Lieutenant Commander-in-Chief, Tony Griffin, he is working hard on getting that put together. His retention and recruitment budget allows him to give each division $500 to help pay for a billboard. Now, once again, one billboard's not going to change the world, but it is a drop in the bucket. It is the beginning of the process. If we do the billboards, if we do some radio ads, if we do some posting on social media, we will have an influence. April is going to be the time when we really want to see across the Confederation, from California. They was one of the first divisions to put an ad up this past year. From California to Virginia, Maryland, all the way across the Confederacy. We want to see these billboards up celebrating Confederate History Month. And we'll also have yard signs to put up. You can put them in your yard, or you can put them at a crossroads somewhere. I told y'all last month about me putting one out about 6 weeks, but now it'd be about 2.5 months ago now. That yard sign is at a crossroad, major crossroad, state highway in north central Louisiana. That sign is still there. Nobody will move. They won't. I think they're afraid to touch it, but I'm just tickled to death. It's still there. It does make a difference. And again, like Ron said earlier, one thing will not change the whole environment. It is a cumulative effect. Yard sign, billboards, radio ads, TV ads, when we can finally get to that level. All of these things working together. Contacting every time you do a cemetery cleanup, by all means, take a picture. Post that picture on your social media. Let people know what you and your camp are doing positive for the community. Send that picture with a letter to, you can either email it or a regular US mail it to all your elected officials in your community that you think would be halfway interested, that wouldn't be just an outright wokester, and let them know that you are busy. Yes, sir, Paul. You have something.
I was going to say, send them to me as well. We have a Confederate Legion Confederate Legion Facebook page that's growing leaps and bounds.
Great.
I've got a search engine that picks up Sons of Confederate Veterans if it shows up in the news or anywhere on the net. And whenever I see that a camp is doing something, I put it out there and say, camp's doing stuff. They're in a parade, or they're doing this, or they're doing that. And certainly I would love to include any pictures, things that you're doing with the little write-up. And we could also run some of it through the guerrillas if it's something that needs to be widely spread.
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought that up, because I just got off the phone about 4 hours ago with Jason Brochures, and I'm going to probably steal some of his thunder, but Jason and myself and another previous commander-in-chief has gotten together, and we're looking at the possibility of taking information like you're talking about and getting it directly to camp commanders and camp adjutants. So and what we want to do, fellas, is, and this is important for you, division commanders and brigade commanders. Listen to what I'm saying. Anytime you have a good victory, and it doesn't have to be earth shaking, but if you have a victory, if you have a park that you're dedicating, a flag that you're putting up, a monument that's being cleaned and preserved, maybe your group went to a committee or a community meeting with your politicians and y'all got to speak and you were well received, or at least wasn't arrested, that's considered a victory. Now, the problem in the past, and I think it was Kurt Lyons that told me this several years ago. He said, Donnie, when it comes to legal aspects, we don't win very much. He said, most of the time we lose. He said, but occasionally we do win, but nobody knows about it. He said, that doesn't do us any good. And Kurt was absolutely right. When we have any type of victories, people need to know about it, because people will want to join an organization that's making progress. Right now, so many of our members, they don't know about the victories that we've had, and they think, well, we just lost. We're losing it. And why do I want to stay a member of an organization that can't even defend my heritage? So we've got to push this narrative, push this idea, and that we are on the winning side of this whole issue. And the keyboard warriors, keyboard guerrillas is going to be essential in getting this going. And what Jason is talking about is just icing on the cake. People, this SCV is changing, and it's changing because we understand we have to fight the fight that's before us and not the fight that was 50 years ago. We've got to do things different. And I want to get Harrison involved in finding out how we can get some ads on like Facebook, X, Instagram. How many times have y'all gone somewhere? I was in Houston, Texas, speaking to the UDC, and I'll be doggone, I wasn't there maybe half a day, and on this phone, I get a message about a chiropractor that'd be more than willing to service me if I fall and hurt myself while I'm in Houston. You know, we need to be putting ads. Every time somebody goes to Shiloh Military Park, Chickamauga, Vicksburg, any major, they're going to Fort Sumter, Charleston, they need to get something on their phone about the Sons of Confederate Veterans and defending our heritage. That can be done, but I don't know how to do it. Look at me. I'm gray. That tells you I don't know a lot about technology. So I'm depending on young people like Mr. Harrison Daws to help us out here and get this process going. And once we do this, folks, we will let the world know who we are, what we believe, and why we are fighting this fight. And I think Ron mentioned it earlier. Politicians pay attention. They hear this and they will begin to, if they don't, I don't give a rat's, you know what, if they don't like us. As long as they fear us, they won't bother us. And I'd rather have them liking us, but if they don't want to like us, at least I want them to fear us. So we can do that. Now, Harrison, we are putting together for this November Thanksgiving radio ad a video, are we not?
Yes, sir, Commander.
And when will that video, you think, be ready? Listen, I'm twisting his arm now.
I would say the beginning of the week of Thanksgiving, maybe that Sunday, hopefully.
Okay, good. And what I want to do, folks, we'll take that video and we're going to pass it out. And then I'm going to probably be working with Paul with this and get this information out. How do you post this on your social media? Because we can blast social media with this and it don't cost us anything.
Well, with the keyboard guerrillas, I'll provide the text, everything, and instructions.
Good.
It'll be a no-brainer. You just cut and paste, and that'll be it.
All right, Harrison.
Well, I'm glad you guys talked about that. That kind of reminded me of something. Okay. The SCV is getting on social media platforms. By this time the video comes out, we will be on Rumble, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.
Good. Now, on the video, I don't know if you're talking about the forest video. Well, that should be out next week. We should have it posted on the SCV YouTube, on the Kennedy Twins site, and on the SCV chat. Y'all have a site. We'll get it posted everywhere we can. And folks, I will be sending out on the Telegraph information about this video and how you can download it onto your your social media. And we will, if all goes well, Ray Shores assures me he can extract what they call shorts from the video. Harrison, tell us about the shorts. What are the shorts?
Shorts are 60-second clip-its. They're basically quick ads for social media. So about 15 hours a day, people my age are on their phone. And sometimes they're in a rush. By rush, I mean they're at work and they're trying not to draw attention to themselves. So they're watching shorts. And you scroll and you can get a lot of information quickly. So it is a great way for us to get noticed on social media. Hence why I'm spending some time getting a Rumble and YouTube set up. And hopefully if the shorts take off on YouTube, maybe even a TikTok, like it or not, that's where a lot of people spend their time my age. I don't understand it either. I'm one of the weird people. I don't get social media. I just had to force myself to understand it. But shorts are extremely popular, getting trillions of views a day.
Wow. Well, we're Ray Shores at Victory Flags or More. He assures us that he can get some shorts started. Now, when he'll get them for us, I don't know, but we'll get working on that because we want this video, this forest video, to go out in so many places that it will thoroughly embarrass Bill O'Reilly, and hopefully will attract enough attention that some media outlet will come to the SCV and say, now, what is this about Forrest and why you say that O'Reilly is wrong? So we can start getting our side of the story told. Now, listen, I don't expect anybody in the media to be friendly to us. I have never gone to a media interview expecting to be treated well. The only time I really was ever treated well, believe it or not, is with the French National TV when I was interviewed for them, and we had a long interview, and BBC. Ron, you were interviewed by BBC. Were they polite, nice to you?
Yeah, Al Jazeera was too, Donnie. That was a shocker to me.
I forgot about that.
Some things you try to forget about, but we did a good job. I don't know who all saw it.
Well, and the point is, as long as they get the name right, and Paul will tell you, anytime you have books to promote, you want people to get the name right, at least get the book title right and maybe the author right. If they just say, oh, that's a horrible book. Ron and I used to get horrible reviews when The South Was Right first came out, and boy, the book sales went up like everything. So
bad reviews are good for us.
Yeah, really. Well,
they are.
The worst thing is to be ignored. And right now, the Sons of Confederate Veterans and unfortunately, even the UDC, we're being ignored. Folks, we're not going to take it any longer. We're not sitting down and taking it. We're active. We're involved. We're pushing. We're promoting the cause. We are truly defending the cause for which they fought. That's what we're all about. That's what the Sons of Confederate Veterans is about. If you want to be in a Civil War club where you talk about battles and leaders and you're offended by what I've just said, well, okay, join the Civil War Roundtable. It's nothing wrong with studying about battles and leaders. I enjoy it. That's to me is wonderful. But our problem right now goes far beyond studying about battles and leaders. We are in a life and death struggle for the culture of the South. And if it is to survive, it will be because people like you take advantage of what we are offering in the Sons of Confederate Veterans. So I see that we're about 6 minutes over the hour, and I'm going to go ahead and ease out. Does anybody else have anything they want to say quickly?
Please join the Keyboard Gorillas.
Absolutely.
I need a force.
Absolutely.
Of more than 50.
And go follow us on social media, the SCV. We'll be getting the links out to everybody shortly.
Good enough. Moose, take it over. Get us out of here.
Well, thank you all for watching. Please share this episode out so we can get as many eyes on us as possible. And until next time, stay Southern, everybody.
Thank you. God bless you.